So welcome everybody. This is Sophia here and we are at our Pause and Joy podcast. Hi Patti.
Hi there.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I have a very cool topic today that is one of my favorites, and I would like to talk to you about how gratitude shapes our lives and shifts our lives, more importantly. Now, you've always said that gratitude and joy go hand in hand. Can you explain on why our connection to gratitude is such an important factor for our joy?
Well, it's very difficult to connect to joy if you're ungrateful.
Uh-huh.
It's like you've lost the keys to the door. Yes, gratitude is that it's the keys to many other things, and it's a tricky one because we think we're so grateful.
Yeah.
And when you think you're so grateful, and I can only speak to myself, when I think anything, when that thinker comes online and says to me, "Oh, you're so grateful," I know it's up to something.
Like preparing for some little...
I know that I'm not as grateful as I should be.
Uh-huh.
Innately. If it's telling me that I'm so grateful, like appeasing me.
Uh-huh.
It's crafty. If you haven't listened to the podcast on the ego, listen to that first.
Yes. Yes, we have a podcast on discussing about your ego and spotting it.
You think, I'm so grateful. I am. And, it's that gratitude of being alive.
Yeah.
That gratitude of being in physical form. That gratitude of being here, breathing, walking around. That gratitude of... and then what happens is we have to go into duality.
Yeah, the presence and absence.
Because it's not there as the oneness of as the just is of gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
So then it has to go into duality or binary systems of, well, I'm so grateful that I can walk.
Yeah.
Because you're already thinking about the time when you sprained your ankle when you couldn't walk. So there's the duality thinking.
Uh-huh.
I'm so grateful that I went to yoga today because you didn't go for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful that I'm eating clean because I've been eating unclean for a month.
Yeah.
The minute you start to label things, you are identifying the duality of the other that is unsaid to make yourself feel better.
Oh.
To sometimes puff you up because you've been naughty. naughty with your dirty eating or your dirty habits.
Yeah. Well, sometimes like a lot of like at dinner table, if we didn't want to eat like a certain vegetable or a food item, and then your mom would come along and say, "Eat it. You don't know how many like children are starving in some."
Yeah, that was I always thought that one as well. Well, I was just like, I just don't like porridge.
Yeah.
There's not amount of starving countries that you're trying to guilt me that other people are starving when this is just not like I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah, and the way we approach gratitude that way, because it was always be thankful for what is on the table.
Yes. And if I was starving,
yeah,
I would eat the porridge.
Huh.
But I'm not starving. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is a level of ungratefulness. I think it's even more prevalent in the West.
Yeah.
Because when you get to a certain comfortability of, we're not in wars, we wear and go about our business. and there's we take things for granted, you know, we're not grateful. And I think that even came up in the last few months of the people who have come before us. Yeah. The women, especially in International Women's Day, the women who fought for certain things in the suffragettes, the women in the 50s, the women in the 60s, the women in like that gratitude to the people that we stand on the shoulders of.
Yeah.
But we're not even standing on the shoulders of some people. We're actually like piggybacking them.
Yeah.
Like, so gratitude is, you can go into the binary system of gratitude where you extract gratitude from, because you've recognized how ungrateful you are. So it's a, you know, it's like a run on a ladder. You know, you sometimes catch yourself looking at people at a bus stop if you're in a car and saying, wow, I'm so grateful that I've got this car because there's people at a bus stop. But those people at a bus stop are quite happy at the bus stop.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to extract some, you know, judgment and computation that I'm better off because I'm in a car.
Yeah.
And then the people at the bus stop might be looking at the guy or the girl on the bike being, oh, I'm so grateful I'm getting the bus because they have to cycle everywhere.
Yeah. So what's
I saw this once, and then so the man in the wheelchair is looking at the man in the cycling and saying, wow, if only I could get out of this chair and, you know, bicycle everywhere. So it's all this, rather than just being in that gratitude for being.
Yeah.
Without the binary feedback system from the ping. It's like a ping. Yeah. Oh, I'm better than, I'm better off than, I'm not better off than, you know, I should be grateful because it can give you a false sense of complacency as well.
So what's the authentic way to be in gratitude then?
I don't think it's unauthentic. I think it's a work in progress. I don't think it's, you know, because when you say, is it authentic, then you also are lifting the other side of the binary system that there's an inauthentic way of being it. I think it's just all runs on the ladder, you know, and the ladder sometimes isn't going up the way either. It's just is this. This is where I am today. I remember I put up this post once on Facebook, and I put it up for 48 hours. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I kind of got this kind of idea in meditation, this message that what was the difference between appreciation, thankfulness, and gratitude? And I got all these really fabulous remarks, you know, and dissections and dialogue, and I didn't answer for 48 hours. There was a lot. And then someone said, Patti, what is the difference? And I said, I don't know, but it's been really interesting watching you all focus on it for the last 48 hours. It was rather fun. So I think we vacillate between appreciation. Sometimes I'm very into appreciation. Sometimes I can really appreciate things. I appreciate people. I appreciate inventions, innovations. And sometimes I'm just really thankful for something. Thankfulness is really vibrating, and I have a real connection to it. And sometimes it is gratitude. I'm just so grateful, you know, my life and so I dance between all three. Mm-hmm. It depends on what song comes on. It's like, oh, I like this song.
Yeah.
I'm in the rhythm of the song. Rather than dropping it entirely, I know I can do the steps of all three that can get me into that vibration, no matter what.
It's all three entryways.
Yeah, it's three keys. That and hey, if someone does have a great answer to thankfulness, appreciation, and gratitude, do it, let us know.
Let us know, yeah.
But we all love to be right?
Of course.
We all love to be right. I'm right.
We explain why we are right.
And then it becomes righteous.
Yeah.
So sometimes actually not having the answer and staying in the question is much more interesting.
Also, sometimes we've seen a trend of writing gratitude every day, having a gratitude journal.
Yeah.
Do you think sometimes we plateau with our own gratitude? That we're writing about it, but we're not really feeling it? And how do we get out of that plateau?
I don't know. I think sometimes it's like when you're at school and you do something naughty, you have to do lines on the blackboard.
Yeah. I will not talk in class for like 100 times.
Yeah. So I feel as if when I used to hear about gratitude journals and I would do a gratitude journal, I felt as if I was doing my lines. And it was imprinting because, you know, I'd be naughty. And even if I hadn't been naughty, I was still doing it with that feeling. It was fun. So yeah, I think gratitude journals are, you know, when you write something down and you're saying it, I think it imprints and you remember it. I think also five things that you're grateful for before you go to sleep. I always send myself an email on a daily email just before I go to bed. Usually it comes in about 11:30 to say, you know, 5 things that you're grateful for, so that I remember to do that, because, you know, you're going to bed, you're sometimes not thinking, oh, I have to do my 5 things. So yeah, it's just good to give yourself a little kind of reminder from yourself.
Yeah.
And also I think gratitude is really being present with everything. It's being like, grateful that we're doing this right and we're present with each other, present with even our listeners. The gratitude of people listening in, taking the time out of their day to listen to us is gratitude for me.
Yeah. Just knowing the impact of different people in our lives, and
grateful that we came up with the idea to do it.
Yeah.
That it came through somewhere and we did it, and grateful that we do it like clockwork, and grateful that it's getting to be like a little practice. And the more I think you recognize the simple things that you're doing, because I think we have a habit of hating on ourselves.
Criticizing, hating, same thing.
Yeah, and I think, you know, I have the thing is, for me, with hate is really like lack of love. And when we're always criticizing, that's the lack of self-love. Going back to the other podcast, that's the lack of self-love. And when you can be grateful, you know, when I say to people, try and do a practice in the morning, I don't mean that they're going to do a 90-minute yoga practice.
Yeah.
Just sometimes rolling out your mat and lying in corpse pose in Shavasana, rather than lying in your bed. That was your practice today. Be grateful that you got out of bed.
Yeah.
Be grateful that you made that choice not to eat that thing that you know is not good for you.
Yeah.
Have that gratitude to yourself, again, that you are making conscious decisions.
Just acknowledging
that gratitude of being present when people are speaking with you, and sharing an idea, sharing their days, sharing their thoughts.
Yeah.
Grateful that they chose you.
Yeah, you're the chosen one.
But what we do is we listen, and we're too busy thinking about what we're going to say in response, that we're just reacting.
Yeah. That's interesting. Not being present with the gratitude and how it just, the days go by.
Even having gratitude when you're eating. Grateful that you've taken the time to prepare a meal for yourself, even.
Yeah.
Grateful that you have went to the farmer's market. That there is a farmer's market.
Yeah. And I think you brought up a really good point with the self-love is also self-gratitude, because
yes,
gratitude as expressing it to somebody else or something external to us, but just being grateful for the little things that we do for ourselves also
Yes.
a big factor on the way to self-love then.
Yes.
So, talking about the receiving of gratitude, when do we feel uncomfortable receiving thank yous? Because we hear so many times when somebody says thank you, you're like, oh, it was nothing, instead of you're welcome, or we try to minimize receiving the gratitude sometimes.
And we deflect it.
Yeah, deflected. Better word for that.
We deflect it. We take our little ping pong bat and we hit it away.
So we never really fully receive a gratitude from somebody.
Well, when someone's giving you a gratitude, it feels very much like love.
Mm.
And some people can feel it's a little uncomfortable and get a little nervous. It's like, it's okay. It's nothing. I would do it for anybody. Like, basically they're saying, you're not that special. It's, receiving gratitude and having the humility to receive it and just saying thank you and saying, having that recognition, I think, from people, I think is surprising for some people. It's not a daily occurrence. It might not even be a yearly occurrence. So when they receive it, it can feel overwhelming.
Yeah, it's too much.
So it's always interesting to self-inquire when you're receiving gratitude from work or from your partner or from a friend, how it melts your heart. It melts.
Yeah.
This shield, I think, that is around the human heart. Not when you're children, but when you get older, I think it gets put up there.
Yeah. Sometimes people, if I would say thank you, they would be like, oh, it's not too much. And I remember going back in the days before I knew about energy and how things work in the energy world. I was like, no, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Yes. Just like not fully receiving it.
Yeah, because then they ping it back to you and they're saying thank you. And you're like, oh, that was so kind of you. And then you're like, oh, it was nothing.
Yeah.
Dismiss.
And we do that so much within our family because it's like there's an expectation to do things for each other. So when you say thank you, it becomes like, oh, why are you saying thank you to me? I was supposed to do that for you.
Yes, and that's when it can get very tricky in family, because family, I think we have a tendency to sometimes, again, take people for granted because, they should do it. So you think.
Uh-huh.
And just because they're family, they should do it. And that's a little ungrateful for just because it's your mother, just because it's your brother, just because they don't need to.
Yeah.
And just because they do, I think we can sometimes play on that, where our ego can.
Yeah.
And that's why when people are in who are alcoholics and family members go to Al-Anon, able to know how to coexist with someone in the family who is an addict.
Yeah.
And I use the word addict very loosely.
Yeah.
Because I think every single person on this planet is an addict.
Yes.
Like, forget the alcohol and the drugs and all of that. I mean, sugar.
We're gonna have a podcast on addiction sometime in the future.
Yes, we should.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
And it's a thinking problem. So
yeah.
Of entitlement. You should do it for me, and that's very ungrateful. That's a huge source of that thinking problem. Is a huge void of gratitude.
Wow. So, well, I really like talking about this one. It's almost like saying, like, charity starts at home. Gratitude should also be starting at home.
Yes, well, with yourself, with other people, because I think if you're always seeking gratitude from other people,
Yeah.
then you are trying to extract it.
Yeah.
And you should be giving it more.
Yeah. To ourselves, to others.
Yeah. And when you are also doing everything for everyone else, and they're all grateful for you, but you've run yourself into the ground because you're a people pleaser.
Yeah.
And then you're not being grateful for your time and your life and your talents and your skills and your needs, and being grateful for what it is that you're here to bring forward.
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of insight on gratitude, because it's almost become like a little bit of trend. Let's do the gratitude journal, but somewhere we haven't really connected.
If you need to start a gratitude journal, start a gratitude journal. If you need to record 20 things that you're grateful for, I did once. It was a while ago now. I tied 1,000 knots. And I did 1,000 things. Thank yous. I did 1,000 thank yous.
How was that experience?
It took me, I think it was about 3 hours. And it gets a little weird.
Oh, you did it in one sitting?
Oh, I did it in one sitting. Oh, yes, you have to do it in one sitting. And I recorded it. I have it somewhere. It was like 3 hours, 27 minutes. And I did it because I wanted to see where it would go.
Wow.
And once you get past 50 to 100 and you've done your checklist, Charlie.
Yes.
Of all the things on the conveyor belt that you're grateful for, from your car to your dog to your job to your whatever.
Yeah.
Once you've run out of stuff, you start to get a little bit real with gratitude. And it starts to get a little bit strange. I remember there would be moments where there would be long pauses of silence where nothing would come through, and then all of a sudden I would name all the elements. I was grateful for helium, and I didn't even know why, and I was grateful for, it went very odd. And interesting and out of the box, and I would suggest it to anyone who really wanted to. And you could say you could do 100, but let me tell you, you can get 100 things that you're grateful for at a push. But if you do 1,000,
it's a lot.
It actually, I think it rewires the brain. If you need to get a really big shift, do 1,000.
Wow.
In one sitting and record yourself.
Yeah, well, it's a fantastic idea for our audience to get on 1,000 thank yous. I know we are in the middle of 100 days and why not add the thank yous in there too?
Yes, because it pulls you out of certain dense vibrations.
Yeah.
Pulls you out of a lot, and it changes a lot.
Well, that is very fascinating. I might end up doing that one in the next few weeks. Well, with that, I would really like to thank you for your time and the insights you shared with us. This has been so much fun throughout.
Yes, grateful for you all listening in, and
thank you for all the lovely responses that we've been getting for the podcast. And as always, if there is a question or if there is anything on your mind that you would like us to answer, please contact us on Cause and Joy on Facebook, or you can reach out to me at sophia@causeandjoy.com. And thank you again, Patti. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.